as well. He is flying.
Singapore Smash for the first time this evening. Let's count it down from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Introducing first from China, Jingkun. And his opponent from China, your world #1, WTT.
Here he comes, the champion. The #1 is in the house. This time with single success once more on his mind as he seeks to book a place in tomorrow's men's singles final of Singapore Smash 2025, the first of 4 Grand Smash events in this magnificent 2025 for World Table Tennis. He meets a familiar foe. They were finalists here last year. We'll look back at that a little bit later on, but this is the first of 2 semi-finals. Best of 7 games, of course, and if the entertainment is anything to rival that which we saw in the women's singles semi-finals earlier on, we are in for something spectacular. In terms of the WTT head-to-head, well, LIANG Jingkun will not be fearing too much. Going back over all their meetings, 4-4 is the overall score. And when we look back in WTT terms, the more recent one, well, that final was won 4-1 by WANG Chuqin last time out. Prior to that, wins in Xinjiang and also in Novo Mesto. Ingrid Bogren's in the chair. And once they're ready to go, of course, they'll have the players across in front of them for the toss. And once that's completed, I can't wait to get into a look back before we even look forward to this. So the players stand and wait, just getting a little audio situation sorted out for Ingrid, and then it'll be time for the toss. Well, the good news is the players heard what had happened, and as I said, let's look back to what happened last year. Fraser Riley's with me. Fraser, thanks so much for being here. Really looking forward to this one. Actually, this was easy enough for Wang Chuqin. He just, having led by 3-0, dropped the 4th game 11-9 before going on to get it done 4-1. Imperious stuff.
Oh, it was an amazing event. Good embrace from the pair, and Wang Chuqin's first Smash title there.
First Smash title, of course. We've seen him go on to great things since then, and let's have a little look at what kind of form he's been in, what kind of talent we've seen from him on display here in Singapore, and his progress to this semi-final.
Yeah, he's been awesome. I mean, since the finals for Fukuoka, which was so important for him to win after a bit of a drought, I think it's fair to say, he's been brilliant. He beat Yukiya Uda. It's a good match there against the Japanese player. Won that 3-0. Koen Pang of Singapore, Anton Shalbury, who beat him at the Champions in Frankfurt. That was a revenge match which he came out on top of. And then Patrick Franziska, a repeat from the Saudi Smash final in that one.
And as I said earlier on, we've seen him in doubles action with his new partner, Lin Shidong. Too good for all comers in that particular competition. Let's have a look at Liang Jingkun here, and he knows his way around the business end of these major events, including Smash. He's beaten here last time out. He'll be hungry for revenge here. World ranking of 4. He's shown some fabulous form. There was just one wobble for him. If you look at that round of 32, 3-2 against Ovcharov there, he was in all kinds of trouble, down a couple, and he only just scraped through in the 5th. But since then, he's been awesome.
Yeah, it was 15-13 in the decider against Dmitry Ovcharov, the 2-time Olympic bronze medalist. And then, you know, Walter's a tricky customer, quarter-finalist of the Champions in Frankfurt. He's gone from strength to strength. He was, I think, especially impressive against Zhang Wujin.
Yeah, he absolutely was. Let's just remind you, we got 1.5 million US dollars in terms of total prize money here. Individually, the winner of this event will take away 75,000 US dollars and also 2,000 points. And remember, as a finalist, there's a substantial chunk of 1,400 points up for grabs as well. Here's the fan vote. You won't be surprised by this. It's just about 70% in favor of Wang Chuqin. Thank you very much for everyone who gets along to worldtabletennis.com and votes. That engagement with the fans is a huge part of the entertainment and the interactive experience we bring to you here at these Grand Smash spectaculars. Speaking of which, this one's about to get started. Right against left. What have we got style against style-wise, Fraser?
So Liang Jingkun, I'd say, isn't as quick as Wang Chuqin at pivoting, firing that forehand. He stays closer to the table. Wang Chuqin likes to play from mid-distance. But I'd say that his ability to hold the table is what, you know, really impresses me about Liang Jingkun.
Yeah, we've spoken about the solidity, the reliability of his game. And it's going to be put to the test. Make no mistake about that. He knows fully what he's up against here. It's Wang Chuqin. Just looks to try and get himself warmed up a bit here.
Yeah, they know each other so well, these two, play in the Chinese Super League in the same team. Won that together. Wang Yozong, actually a player that we've seen a little bit of here at the Smash. Also representing that team in China. But here internationally, different story.
And Liang's 4 years the senior of the two players at 28. Well, the backhand looks grooved and he looks tidy from the start.
Yeah, he does, John. Looking really smooth here. Changing the direction of play from forehand to backhand. That irregular transition is going to be key to create any kind of hesitation where he can.
But there we see an opportunity for, as you described it, Wang Chuqin just really winding up and getting over the top of that ball with the forehand. So deadly.
We've seen him strike fear into the eyes of every world-class player that he's beaten so far, and that forehand has been the main ingredient.
Again, Wang Chuqin just getting those feet moving, getting the shots going, and you can see he's just warming to the task now. It's crazy to think that because the warm-up they go through is comprehensive, but there's warm-up and then there's the start of a match. That's what he wants to do, but it was a bit too close to him for that.
Yeah, barely attackable ball there. You can see the back edge, a target and an obstacle in a way. But Liang sniffing that one out well. Got some nice dwell with his forehand. Made things tricky.
4-5. Let 4,
Yeah, just talking
5.
about warm, the crowd warming to this one as well. We have the deafening experience that is the Sun Ying-sha, the Sha show earlier on. And make no mistake,
6,
there's plenty of support
4.
for Wang Chuqin in this Infinity Arena too.
Yeah, I mean, the Chateau fan club, they love Wang Chuqin and Sun Ying-sha playing together in mixed doubles. Two-time world champions and obviously recently Olympic champions together. That was a landmark victory.
Left. Not high enough.
I think it's fair to say Wang
6,
Chuqin will
4.
feel as though he still has a bit to prove in terms of singles, despite being the leader of the pack in world table tennis with 10 WTT titles.
7, 4.
Yeah, it's a scary thought, that, isn't it? But you're absolutely right. And we had a similar conversation, Adam Bobber and I, about Sun Ying-sha just last night. That constant ambition to be as good as they can on that table.
Yeah.
Oh,
5,
didn't
7.
quite make it. So the relief of Liang Jingkun.
Yeah, thought about it, the ball there. Good placement again from Wang into that hip.
Five, 8.
Well, he did what he wanted to in terms of the movement, just wasn't able to execute on the backhand, Jingkun.
You can see the point construction. He tried to really dig long with oomph and then send it out. Wang got a lot of grip on the ball. Not as much, actually, as Liang thought, who didn't compensate with his block.
And then he went all in,
6.
bending the knees, getting a substantial brush on that ball to stay within 2.
Nine, 6. Play, please.
Yeah, the length of that serve just causing a little bit of hesitation. Liang pushed long, a little bit lukewarm, and really greasy spin from Wang Chuqin. Just keeping things simple, not trying to overcomplicate it in this first game.
That was lovely.
7,
Just changed the
9.
direction there, opened up that backhand, Liang Jingkun.
I feel like both of these gentlemen are keeping cards fairly close to their chest at this moment in time.
Sparring
10.
initially, but then out comes one of the heavy blows from Wang Chuqin to put him in reach of the first game, 3 game points.
Ten, 8.
It's tight. It's cagey, this.
It is. First game point saved.
Oh, there we are, the put away.
Game
You give him
1.
half a chance, and that's likely to happen. First game goes to the champion.
Yeah, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile with that forehand. That isn't even a long push, but he makes it look like the back edge of the table has been sawed off. Unbelievable.
Yeah, great point. What a way to win it. 11-8, the first goes for Wang Chuqin in a semi that's worthy of a final. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Infinity Arena. It's Singapore Smash 2025. It's the first of the men's singles semi-finals, and the first game has just gone the way of the reigning champion here, Wang Chuqin. which means that Liang Jingkun once again finds himself staring down a familiar foe, beaten in the final here last year in Singapore. But he's got a lot of time, a lot of wriggle room still to get himself back into contention here.
Second game, Wang to serve, love all. Love 1.
Yeah, he was playing catch-up for the most part there, Liang Jingkun. It'd be interesting to see what would happen if he got off to a good start here in the second game.
Well, that's very unusual. Really went to get a lot on that serve, did Wang Chuqin.
No flash, please.
And here's that opening that you were talking about, Fraser. Just a start to a game that puts him in front. And a chance to further that lead now.
Ooh, well,
4.
he brings out the reverse pendulum serve here, Liang. And it baits Wang Chuqin in.
Yeah, and he acknowledged as much. A little shake of the head there, but he can come back. How delicate was that?
Yeah, that was crafty. Beautiful half-long touch with the forehand here. Look at that, barely attackable, potentially back-breaking. And Liang pulled out after he realised too late that it wasn't going to be possible to spin that.
And there, 2 quick points. Bang, bang. Wang Chuqin says, right, I'll work my way back into this.
Will Liang go back to that reverse pendulum serve? He can potentially bait Wang Chuqin into a flick and then take him out wide. Let's see where he serves it to if he sort of puts it in an area where Wang Chuqin can play a backhand flick. Nope, forehand. Nice.
5.
Yeah,
2.
well constructed and well finished as well. Of course, we still have vivid memories of just a little while earlier on in this very arena when you had another world #1, Sun Ying-sha, pushed all the way to 7 in her semi-final against Wang Yidi. You and Adam commentating on that one. Imagine if we get something similar involving this #1.
Well, what I will say is the longer this goes on, the more that I fancy Wang Chuqin. In a best-of-7, Wang's worst games are 6 and 7. He has a 58% win rate in Game 6 and a 56% win rate in the decider. Liang's is 65% in the 6th and 62% in the 7th. So if Liang can stall him, draw this out...
Maybe easier said than done, but he's got to get there first.
Yeah.
He's in a good position in this second, trailing by 1 game.
7-3.
Sometimes you just give a point away, and Liang knew that was all over the minute his opponent shaped for this.
Such a handcuffing serve. You could try and play it out with a guide flick, but then Wang's going to get the bat high and really power through.
7-3.
How do you take that third ball attack away from him? That's what Liang's got to figure out throughout this whole match.
And there he is. His spin takes him almost into the umpire's chair. So committed is he to that forehand. It's becoming more and more exaggerated, isn't it, that movement? It's incredible.
Yeah. It's designed to not come back, that forehand.
Well, it has to be, because he's not getting up from that. And another
5-7.
flashing example of the brilliance of Wang Chuqin.
Well, Liang, you can't blame him. He's playing, for the most part, into that backhand side, but he can't become too predictable. You may have to see him from time to time try and fade the ball with the forehand, break the wrist to misguide Wang Chuqin, or take the ball slightly later and try and fool him and go up the line. It's going to be tough, though, against Wang Chuqin, that.
Look at this
6,
from Wang Chuqin,
7.
who's just upped the tempo.
His technique remains the same, but the direction of
Play,
placement
please.
constantly changing. This was a best of 5. You'd be seeing a timeout here from Liang Jingkun.
That's the way to stop that flow of points for your opponent.
Yeah, Wang's playing it into his middle, so he's trying to protect his crossover with his backhand, and that was a nice switch there from him.
8, 7.
But again, that attack comes his way, and again, it's too hard to handle, too much to deal with. Oh, the build in the crowd, the build and the intensity, and it's 8-all.
The rally of the match so far, finished there with a bit of double happiness. Hit the net, hit the edge.
Look at that little run. He was in trouble in this game, but he's
Left.
won 6 of 8 points.
Back. Delaying the game.
Is that a card?
Yeah, Wang Chuqin has picked up a yellow.
For delaying the game.
8,
Very well done.
9.
Sent him wide and found that parallel you were talking about. And when he does, it's really important that Jingkun executes.
Yeah, good initiative there. He switched down the line with that backhand. Nicely constructed point from Liang Jingkun, and good composure there.
Ten, 8.
And a rare show of frustration there from the champion there, because in so doing, he's surrendered a couple of game points. Saves one of them. Crowd's up, by the way. You can hear that.
Yeah. Can hear a pin drop now before serve. Different approach there from Wang Chuqin. Took on the backhand off the push instead of pivoting. And again.
But this time,
11, 9, game.
it gets past him. All square.
Well, Wang Chuqin has basically had a squeaky clean record. He's only lost 1 game en route here against Patrick Franziska. That could be a bit different now against Liang Jingkun, someone who knows him so well.
Just that little look of frustration there, and from the yellow card onwards, things fell apart a bit for Wang Chuqin. So, having dropped the first 11-8, he wins the second 11-9. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one might just have some distance in it. The phrase you speak, and there's that glowing red just in the bottom left-hand corner of a winner there from Liang Jingkun. You speak about his consistency, but occasionally pulling out something like that.
Yeah, so obviously he has to make it a guessing game for Wang Chuqin. Most balls obviously going to go into the
level
backhand in the open rally when Wang's got his forehand and he goes from strength to strength. Liang knows that.
1.
And now, if you can do that against the Wang Chuqin forehand, you're in this.
As hard as it is because of how intimidating it is when Wang winds back, you have to try and keep your eye on the ball. have to be relaxed.
Sensational start. Bit of luck there, but he reached a backhand that looked as if it might have the beating of him. Did Liang Jingkun.
Across the body, a bit of a seatbelt shot there from Liang Jingkun, then it hit the edge of the table.
You don't get them back. But he knew it. Saved the energy. Moves on to the next point.
Such a subtle change with the serve. It was loaded with topspin. And Liang, I don't think fully understood that.
Again, into that seatbelt position, as you say. And he did it well.
Well, Benjamin Faraji, the young talent from Iran, said the way that he wanted to try and play Wang Chuqin was by playing fairly high trajectory, deep topspin.
The player who scored that famous win against Liang Jingkun.
Against Wang Chuqin. At the Asian Championships in Kazakhstan. Shock of the year last year, that. When Wang Chuqin was going through that tough period. So, you know, Liang playing from mid-distance might not be a bad idea. He'll give himself more time and space to play his big shots, his best shots, and even maybe add sprinkles of creativity in where he can.
But above all, if he keeps getting back these attacking shots from Wang Chuqin, he gives himself a great chance.
Left 2. Left. Fault. Not high enough.
Oh, well, this is going to anger Wang Chuqin.
Play. 2-5.
Warned about the verticality of the toss.
Did you say not high enough or the verticality, the line it went up at?
I think it was the verticality.
He doesn't need that on his mind right now. But he wins the point. One or two disruptions here for the champion. But he'll have the composure to sort this out, to process.
6-3.
But mentally, it does feel like a bit of an uphill battle on top of the yellow card, on top of the fact that Liang's had a couple of touches at the edge, and, you know, yeah, this is something that he's going to have to overcome mentally.
4-6.
Bit of a gift there from his opponent. Surrendering a point softly on serve. 4-6. Wang Chuqin now to serve. With a bit of scrutiny on that serve. He goes so low, and so does the ball.
That was impeccable. Shot block. Liang couldn't have dealt with it much better. Lot of topspin, and Wang had to really grease up the back of those balls. Use a lot of physicality just to create a slow loop.
He's back within one, serving.
6.
And all square now. One apiece, 6 apiece. Nothing between these two.
Seven, 6.
All happened so fast, sometimes you can't even tell if it hits. Wasn't far away there.
Oh, that definitely didn't hit. So 2 very important points there for Liang Jingkun. And once again, Wang has to compose himself. Brilliant. Read the serve, dealt with the serve. And now in a strong position in this third game.
That's a great read. Wang's been mixing the spins wide into forehand. That time Liang was bolder. Took on the backhand flick from the forehand side and went down the line.
He's got another break off the edge there.
Yeah, he looks into the sky there, Wang Chuqin, and scratches his head.
It's not gone his way thus far in terms of the fortune, and they talk about it balancing out, leveling out. He'll be hoping that happens soon. Because he found himself looking at 4 game points to save. He salvaged one of them.
Yeah, clean cut winner there over the table with that backhand flick.
But it's Liang Jingkun who has the advantage in this one. 11-7 in the third to take a 2-1 lead against a reigning champion and a world #1 who's got 1 or 2 issues to sort out if he is to repeat his success here in Singapore, or at least give himself a chance of making it to the final to do that. This one has the feeling that it might just become an epic. So let's have a little look at where these guys stand in terms of the rankings. Place-wise, it's 4th and 1st, but if you look at the rankings points, well, you've got more than the 300 there. That's 3,000, I should say. That's a difference. But then again, if you see one knock the other out here, then you've got a major shift in terms of the 2,000 ranking points available for the winner of this Singapore Smash 2025.
If Liang lost here, he'd be basically neck and neck with Tomokazu Haramoto. You get 700 points for getting to the semis, 1,400 for reaching the final, and the winner will take home 2,000 ranking points.
Yeah. Well, that, I would imagine, is the furthest thing, or one of the furthest things from their minds right now, because they've got a compelling match here, which has taken 1 or 2 interesting twists and turns, not least the fact that Liang Jingkun has fought back into a position of dominance now. But there's a statement start to the 4th.
Yeah, it's the first time this event that we've seen Wang Chuqin trail games-wise. Gonna have to see a different side from him here now.
1-all.
Propulsion there through that flick. Awesome. Great posture, so stable with the head, the free arm balanced, wide base. Brilliant.
But he's moved there into an uncomfortable position by his cunning opponent with that fabulous flick to his backhand.
He uses additional wrist there, and he moves his body to the left to fool Liang Jingkun, lull him into a false sense of security. It's a flashy flick. He's done that a couple of times now.
All.
Quality premium. That's what we're seeing here from both players, but in particular that length from Liang Jingkun.
You can see the strength in his legs. They're like 2 tree trunks.
He's just going to make that point.
Yeah, jacked, especially in the lower body. You want to be loose up top, but strong there.
And that's what we see, isn't it? So often you've got that tremendous base, that foundation, and then that guile in the wrist, in the hands, and the fingers. But he's up against a whippy opponent here, physically and in play, Wang Chuqin, with a slender advantage. Forehand again.
Heavy dig. But that ball there is virtually uncounterable. It's like trying to thread it through the eye of the needle because there's so much rotation and you have to get so low and somehow try and time it correctly. Otherwise the ball's either going to just drop straight off your racket or balloon to infinity and beyond. So much quality in that Wang Chuqin pickup.
3-4.
But he won't go away, and that's the impressive thing about Liang Jingkun. He's kept himself there or thereabouts, and when needed over the last 2 games, he's scored the decisive points.
Four all.
And that was a very important point. Just fading that away from the forehand. Nearly.
5-4.
So close.
Wang Chuqin's heart must have skipped a beat there because Wang read it correctly that it was going cross table. Nearly there. So close.
You can't live with that. He tried to, and nearly did, Liang Jingkun.
How quickly he gets back to a neutral position. Liang didn't even have time to get the bat high enough and behind the ball. He hadn't even recovered from his last shot. 3 shots played in the matter of a second.
5-6.
But again, the 4th ranked player stays in touch.
He's winning a few points to Liang where he's playing with additional rotation and Wang knows he's in a good position at the table. Just missing his block and his counter.
6 all.
Again, Lady Luck not really smiling on Wang Chuqin here in the Infinity Arena so far. Absolutely lanced the backhand. Powers of recovery from Liang Jingkun in more ways than one there. 2 extraordinary shots there to draw level again.
Well, he was on the back foot, but he fishes. Wang Chuqin in disbelief, looking down at his racket, as we see a few TT players doing from time to time. That couldn't have been me. It must have been the bat.
7-8.
Again, the pace in his play there. Earning the point. It's his turn to look at the bat.
Yeah, it's very humid, so you'll see the players wiping their bat just to keep the traction.
8 all.
Every time Wang Chuqin thinks he's got a little bit of breathing room, this guy says, no, I'm sticking with you, giving you nothing. Long bouncing serve, and he can't pick up the point. And at the vital stage of this 4th game, it's Liang Jingkun with a slender advantage. Crunch time brings out the best in Liang.
That's audacious from Liang Jingkun. Has to be the best counter. and on parallel, and he looks at Liang Jingkun as if to say, did you seriously just do that to me?
What a look from the champion, who's now looking at having to save 2 game points. How about that for a reply?
Right back at you.
Still has to save a game point, though, for all that brilliance. Timeout. On game point. On serve, Liang Jingkun will sit down and mentally plot his way to what would be a significant lead in this match should he take this game. Remember, he's fought back already. Lin Shidong is having a fabulous time here in Singapore, and he's already picked up a trophy today in doubles action. Now he shoots for a place in a Grand Smash final once again as he looks to take on Alexis Lebrun, himself eyeing a first place in a Smash final. That is a warm-up that's drawing plenty of eyes in the warm-up hall, and before too long we'll be seeing them in the Infinity Arena as this sensational night of semi-finals and final action comes your way from Singapore Smash 2025. So, a game point for 3-1 against his conqueror of last year, the champion. Can Liang Jingkun win on serve? He can,
11-9,
because he was in the right place at the right time to cope with the heat. And how big is this?
Well, Wang Chuqin's had his pocket money nicked. Looked like he had that in the locker, but Wang read it like a book. Plays the open space, and all Wang can do is flail towards the ball.
He was all in on the forehand, and when it came back, well, it took away the game. That was that look from the champion to Liang Jingkun. Let's have a little look at ball direction significantly. Look at those 4 winners, those 4 telling winners on the left-hand side as you look at it.
Yeah, just getting it out wide. That forehand counter
Liang to serve,
at 9-8
love all.
was massive in terms of its quality and how it affected Wang Chuqin mentally there.
Love 1.
Well, the crowd did their best, largely supportive of Wang Chuqin to get behind him, but he's up against it. There must be something about Singapore that brings out the best in the big man, Liang Jingkun, looking to get back into the final here at Singapore Smash.
2,
But it's
love.
easier said than done, because he's playing the best in the world.
Well, Wang Chuqin is changing his tactics here. Keeping the ball tight to the Liang Jingkun forehand side. You bite first, he says. If you don't, eventually, I should get an opportunity to attack.
Let 3, love.
He'll be more wary, Wang Chuqin, to play his forehand from his backhand side. Yeah. Doing a good job at preventing that engagement. Good push there from Liang Jingkun, though.
Game of patience there. Who was going to blink first? This is such a nuanced sport, isn't it? From point to point, the variety of ways it can be played. We've just seen that in back-to-back points.
Yeah, it's not obvious trying to predict how a point will be won.
4-2.
Easier to say how it will be lost.
And also very obvious to see the importance of the movement on the ball there that we witnessed. Oh, he's back. I think this fan's been here every single day with that lovely glittery phone. Must have some amazing shots from his visits to Singapore Smash 2025.
4-3.
And these fangirls are becoming increasingly concerned.
Yeah, the supporters of Wang Chuqin are again seeing the resolute nature of his opponent, Liang Jingkun, who just will not let the world #1 get away.
You have to imagine that getting through that match against Dmitry Ovcharov must have given him such a mental boost, because he's probably thinking to himself, I've got over that hurdle quite early on in the event. Maybe this is meant to be.
It's a great point. It also means that in recent memory, he's had a long match that's gone deep. That hasn't been the case with Wang Chuqin, who's also been breezing through doubles encounters as well. Yeah, it's come to that for the fans. But Wang Chuqin will have every faith, because he's now demonstrating just what makes him special. 4 points in front now.
Well, is Liang Jingkun thinking about the finish line, or has Wang Chuqin improved? All I can say is probably a little bit of both.
4-9.
That wouldn't have happened earlier. And it's a measure of the pressure that Wang Chuqin has exerted on him, because it's 6 of the last 8 that have gone to the champion, who picks up another, and it looks very much now as if this one's done and he's going to get back to 3-2 down. Liang Jingkun's never been in the hunt in this game. Came back to 4-4 and then just saw it slide. 5 game points.
Game 1.
It's 3-2. It's a confidence boost for Liang Jingkun, presumably a game to just forget and move on. And for the fans, well, there's hope.
And hope is the word written on his headband. And there is some still here for Wang Chuqin. Played without any pressure on his shoulders there. Can't wait to see what happens in this 6th.
Wang Chuqin had his opponent in a spin in that game, and look at the rotations per second on the ball there that he manages to impart. Behind that and behind a fabulous series of constructed points, he's got himself back to 2-3 down.
Game, Wang to serve, love all.
And I was going to ask you, what now? Does he just pick up where he left off? Does Yang Jingkun say that was a blip?
Well, Liang has to self-coach here, obviously. Chinese coach is not showing any bias. It's all down to the players. He will have had to have said to himself, right, okay, I've got to treat every point on its own merit. Forget the score, just play a point. Got to try and simplify things a little bit more, Liang.
What he does, though, is he engages the opponent there, and he does so very well.
Wang is finding it difficult to play when Liang's playing with heavy spin into that half of the table. Oh my goodness, he played a fanning backhand and then fired one cross table as well. Jaw dropping. Look at the side spin on that one, and then the arc on that.
And the back preparation was beautiful. Dropped it, whipped it over for a 3-1 lead. But then he's sent packing, backpedaling.
Play, please. Four, two.
This is better for Liang Jingkun. This is back to what we saw when he staged that fight back, having surrendered the first game. Look at the finishing position of Liang Jingkun here.
Yeah, tried to make space by squatting there because it was pinned into his right pocket. Crossover section. Wang still playing fairly freely here. Ooh, well.
Swarmed all over it. And he might look back at that and wonder if he should have done that.
By his standards, he should have. That's his bread and butter normally, but you could just see how the ball sort of bit into the table. Didn't bounce as much as I think Wang Chuqin thought it would have. Seen that a fair bit with this table.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't skid. It's not going to skid on.
Not unless you load it with topspin.
Yeah, I think Adam was making the point on one of our commentaries recently as well. And it's consistent too. What a shot. He's played Wang Chuqin at his own game in terms of technique there.
That's the taste of the own medicine. Gobsmacking forehand.
That
Caught the edge, but
fall-away
still.
forehand, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he getting that back ordinarily?
Doubt it.
6-5.
Liang might want to do something different with the service game now because Wang Chuqin is getting his backhand flick in with high quality. Will he serve more down the line, wider into backhand? Will he go for the reverse again? I haven't seen that in a while. Sticking with the pendulum. Poor serving. By his standards.
Too predictable.
Too predictable and too loose. Wang Chuqin, you know, he's given his best option there.
Yeah, that forehand. To attack, undoubtedly the option he would always want. but he can't
6,
reinforce
7.
the advantage he'd taken on the Liang serve by surrendering the point on his own.
Eight, 6.
And drops another for 8-6. Yang Jingkun's not far away here. Serving at 8-6 in the 6th.
Nine, 6. Timeout.
Timeout called by a player who looks to be a study there in frustration as he scuttled away from the table, Wang Chuqin. This could be over soon. I think the fans we saw just now, the Wang Chuqin fans, were just beginning to process that as well.
Well, prevention is better than cure, and looking at the score, it's actually a fairly surprising time for the timeout to be called. I feel as though Wang may have felt like he wanted to call it earlier, but now literally doesn't have a choice. This is make it or break it, and he's trying more than anything to just break the momentum of Liang. I doubt we're going to see, you know, him go too hard mentally on tactics. This is more, okay, I'm going to let my opponent marinate.
Yeah.
He's so close to the finish line. This is a psychological timeout.
It's hard to see the big man letting anything disrupt his mindset, his flow. He knows what it takes to go deep in these events. He knows what it takes to win big, big matches. Can he get across the line here? Can he silence the majority of the fans in the Infinity Arena? He's given himself every chance because he's serving 9-6.
9-6.
Earlier today, the women's world #1 came perilously close. Sun Ying-sha against Wang Yudi. Wang Chuqin has been walking a tightrope too, but that was a big point.
Play, please.
Basically a must-win point. That was a bold, noble fight from Wang Chuqin.
That is so good.
9.
On one foot, he just literally swatted the forehand as if to say, this is enough now. That was so authoritative here. Maneuvered Liang out wide. Look at that for a shot. That is spectacular on the slow-mo cam.
All the tension is with the fans, not with Wang Chuqin. Reeling off a shot there. And reeling off a run of points to draw level at 9-all. Having looked to be in a serious amount of trouble here.
Whatever happens, you just have to respect the world #1 here.
It's just checking out how close it is on serve. Pretty much identical, 50-50. Now it comes down to this one here. Well, he gave his opponent the chance, and how about this for a turnaround? Wang Chuqin now has a game point and a chance to level things up and take us to a decider.
I mean, he's on a cliff edge. He was on a cliff edge, and he's won 4 points in a row.
Five points in a row, the mark of a champion. The salute of a champion. He's not won this yet, but that feels like a massive moment.
Can you believe it?
What was she worried about? Those fans were seriously concerned. What was it, 6-9?
6-9, he called a timeout, his header dropped, like a sack of spuds, but he manages to wheel off 5 points in a row, and the first of those 5 was won in style, the last as well.
Are you not entertained? That's the score in the 6th. Having stared down the barrel, Wang Chuqin suddenly has won it. And Yang Jingkun, there you are. He's trying to process what's just happened. Whoever you support, this is as good a piece of sporting entertainment as you could hope to be watching this Saturday. And we've got more to come. A 7th.
Well, Wang Chuqin has just emerged out of the play tunnel with a different colour shirt, I believe. Oh, is that just the light, John? I can't tell. I think it's the same shirt, actually.
I think he took a toilet break.
Yeah.
Oh, the pressure is just mounting, and it's mounting on one man right now, and that is Liang Jingkun, who, let's not forget, had a 3-1 lead in this match. Before the world #1, the reigning Singapore champion, has taken this to a deciding game. Incidentally, and I think you spoke about this, in deciders, Liang Jingkun will fancy his chances. 68% to 56 for Wang Chuqin when you go to the 7th, or the decider, the 5th or the 7th.
These two have actually only gone to the 7th game once. That was at the Contender Nova Mesto in 2021, and Liang won it 12-10 in game 7.
Oh, 12-10 in 7. Okay, we'll take a bit of that again.
Yes, please. Oh, tough for Liang there. Loaded ball, clipped the net. All he could try and do was caress it back. Good start for Chuqin.
And that's a big point, because the flow was all with Wang Chuqin, and Liang had to stop that flow somehow.
Play, please.
Every point is being greeted by a cheer to lift the roof of the Infinity Arena.
Captivated there. Some of the other Chinese players.
2-all.
Shefei, Shangpeng, coach Liu Heng. Yeah, they'll know what this means for both gentlemen here. It's huge. Wang Chuqin looking for his 3rd smash title. Liang never won one before, beaten by this man last year in the final.
Well, he wound up for the big one. Doesn't find its target.
He's wanting to finish the point quickly, Liang, and he has to try to just ease himself. Embrace the challenge. Whatever's happened, happened. Good serve.
Brilliant serve, because it just looked as if the focus of Wang Chuqin might just define this one. He's in the zone. But it's 3-all in the 7th.
Wow.
Back and forward they went, and then he went for the wild shot, the ambitious shot.
Look at that touch from Liang. That was amazing. And then the recovery there as well. But that touch especially was amazing, how low he had to take that on.
And he nearly gets that back, but you struggle to do so against the Wang Chuqin factor.
Again, a bit of topspin on that serve. low and tight, not many options for Liang there. He's got to sort of say to himself, I'm going to send it long and just try to redirect this. Wang Chuqin bomber, who's going to be ahead at the change of ends.
It's going to be the champion who has that slender advantage. Because he just couldn't get himself in position to cope there, Liang Jingkun. 5-4. Around they go, but it's still the serve, remember, with Liang. He misses again. And now an opportunity for the champion with the ball in his hand to take potentially a decisive lead beyond 2 points in this one.
Well, Liang's got himself out of bother with so many non-Chinese players. Does part of him feel like he couldn't have done what Wang Chuqin did against him in the last game? And it just feels like now the world number one has a monumental psychological edge.
Players become champions for a number of reasons, but we've seen pretty much all of the qualities that have made him the number one on show here.
5-7.
Just as I say that, there was no way he was getting that.
Yeah, the back edge again, an obstacle. He tried to sort of shimmy that ball. Just
That's
about.
a big point. Big point for Liang Jingkun. He's got the serve again. Can he draw level with 2?
Ooh,
6,
fine
7.
margins.
That didn't look far away at all. Off the net. He was given the hurry up by Wang Chuqin and he couldn't get there, and he re-establishes the advantage, edging towards the final now.
Play, please.
Good shot selection, didn't panic. Had Liang Jingkun where he wanted him, abbreviated his stroke, used the pace on the ball, nice rollover.
Oh,
8,
again.
7.
And this is the time to be brave.
And that is a screamer.
Body going one way, ball going the other. It's desperation stuff, but he needed that. But he answers their prayers with that. 7-9, and again, the weight of the world is piled upon Liang Jingkun in terms of pressure.
Eight, 9.
And again, those broad shoulders can deal with it. Back within 1. This is so good. And when he needed to, Liang Jingkun has dug deep, silenced a lot of the fans, and leveled up at 9 each.
He's done so well to reach that ball that was just skidding wider and wider. Look at this here, so close still in terms of points from behind serve. Who is going to get the match point?
It's the champion who has a chance to do what he did in the final last year and get past Liang Jingkun, but it's been a very, very different kind of match.
I can't watch, John. It's delivered again in this semi-final like it did with the Wang Yidi match against Shasha.
Champion won that one. Will the well, the number one anyway, win this one. Not yet.
All.
And maybe not at all, because it's 10 all. You're going to have to watch this. Open the eyes, Fraser.
Just bludgeoning battle here. They're just chained together, these two. This is a war.
The calmest people in this arena at the table. That is sensational direction.
10, 11.
At a time that matters so much to earn a match point against the champion, the world number one, who was
Play, please.
left for dead there.
Left. No flash, please. 10, 11.
It's
12,
redemption.
10, 14,
This time,
3,
it's Jingkun.
winner, Liang.
And it may not be the title, because he still would have one more match to win to earn that. But for Jingkun, he hasn't just beaten Chuqin, he has halted what looked like being one of the great comebacks. And this will go down as one of the great smash results.
What a match, John. It matched the WANG